Well, hello there. My name is Kathy Crow. I am here in Springfield, Missouri. Thank you so much for joining me for another wonderful day. It is fabulously beautiful here again. How did we get such great weather for this summer? We've had enough rain that I haven't had to be out there watering too much, and that's been nice, but the weather's been cool. I mean, literally cool. That's not just figurative. It's been wonderful. And I feel bad because all of the people, all of our friends back at home, in Washington State are suffering in sweltering heat right now, but it is getting better. And I see that your heat wave is ending. So I'm so happy for you. I know what it's like, and I know it's going to be our turn next. We already did have some pretty hot, humid weather earlier. So it kind of comes and goes during the summer. I hope you're experiencing good weather. Some of you might be on the other side of the world where it's actually quite cool and nice. I don't know, but thank you for joining me and for sharing my videos. Today you're going to really enjoy seeing what I'm doing, because these are a couple fun folds that are super easy to make. And I showed them in my newsletter. Here's this one. This charming duck pond is so adorable. So this one opens up, and then it's really easy for your people to see how to hook it up so that they can stand the little ducks up. Here in Springfield, we've got a whole bunch of Canada geese. Have you got those around where you are? I know we did in the Tri-Cities, so I know they're there. Making a big mess because there's a whole bunch of them. And here, we have been literally stopped in traffic a couple of times now. Jeff said he had to wait 5 minutes for them to cross the road going into the pharmacy. It's so funny. I'm not very patient with the geese. Okay, ducks are one thing, but I'm not very patient with those Canada geese. The little ducklings are really cute because it reminds me of that little the little Make Way for Ducklings book, which I, referenced earlier. Okay, so I'm making this card a tiny bit different because I'm using the pocket thoughts, but I put this scalloped square, which of course hasn't been available for a long time in there, but I'm going to do something else on top of that, and we'll see how it turns out. It will be fun, 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 whatever it is. It's always nice to see you, and if you want to say something in the comments, I will know I am not just talking to myself for now. Sometimes that happens, but I keep doing it anyway because there's plenty of people who watch on YouTube. Facebook not as friendly as they used to be, I suppose, and that must be the reason. I don't know. I have a ton more people watching on YouTube than ever on on Facebook, and many of my friends have gone off of Facebook. And to be honest, I wouldn't be on here either if it wasn't for this card business. But there's a bunch of people that I know, and I love to see their pictures on Facebook. So there's actually many people still who are, oh, I forgot to put all of my information on here. Today we are doing Charming Duck Pond though, and I wonder if this is not an online one, so I can actually find it in the catalog. All you have to do, the catalog's actually really easy. I know some people have not liked it that much. I do, because it actually is organized more the way my brain thinks. So I found it quite easy to use, but Charming Duck Pond, because the index is more usable to me. I don't know why, but so Charming Duck Pond, you are on page 45. It gives you the number. It's 163349. If you want to order something from me, do it tomorrow, because tomorrow is free shipping, and that doesn't come along very often. So free shipping is a great deal. And then also for the rest of this month, and we don't have a lot of it left, for every $50 you order, you get to spend $5. You get a $5 coupon to spend in August. So there you go. Here's the paper. So the paper is Lily Pond Lane. I'm going to show that to you. Its number is 163342. Make sure you get the bundle for this Charming Duck Pond. The bundle is 163350, and you will see why. You will definitely want the bundle. Now, the other thing I'm using is Pocket Thoughts. This is an online exclusive one that I think it was available to you guys. Yeah, it was this month. It came early in July. So there's some dots, some, you know, I didn't buy the dots. I don't think I did. I don't remember really, but anyhow, we're going to get started. I did not write down my instructions because they're super easy. So you're going to just have a great time following along with me, I hope. And let me get another light on here and see if it's too glary. And I am going to be needing to fussy cut. So just so that you're warned, fussy cutting is coming. This paper I generally like more realistic type animals. These look like cartoon ones. These are caricature kind of ones to me, but they're too cute. So when I ordered it, I actually just wanted the set, the stamp set, partly because it says "You make me happy." I love that. But when I got it, and the frog, I do really like the frog. I have, I think, a couple of other frogs, but I like this one better. And this one is a photopolymer. You're going to see it has a 2-step stamping, so it's super easy to do. Actually, I'm not even doing that. I think I'm just using the paper today. So if you are into basically very simple cards that look like you spent a lot more time on them than you did, this is the set for you. So look at how cute this paper is. It's absolutely adorable paper, and you can use both sides, of course, because there's always everything on both, and there's just one great picture after another. So for this first card, I've got all my little scraps in here too, because of course I'm not throwing those away because I do think I'll use them. For this card, we're going to do this one first. It's the easiest one. And I'm going to just take 2 sheets of paper, one of the white and one of the blue that's very similar together. And we're going to cut them in diagonals and figure this out. It's very simple to do. I'm going to cut this with the die that's in this set with this frame, and I'm going to color that. But I'm actually using the paper duck here and stamping on it. And then we also do have these little gold butterflies, and I think there's dragonflies in there too, but anyway, they add a nice touch. So I've got space for a nice little I haven't put my little note in here. You'd have a little ribbon, slidey in, little fun note. You've got lots of room with a little fun note to write in, which I will do eventually, but of course I haven't got anyone in mind necessarily. We have so many people that I send cards to that it's easy to get rid. In fact, when I'm doing a Facebook Live, I sometimes can't find my card because I've already used it. That's very frustrating when it happens, and I'm trying not to have that happen because I kind of need my card. If I haven't got a written tutorial for it, I need my card to see how the heck did I do that, because I don't know either. Sometimes when I come back to do something that I've previously worked on, I think, well, I think I put it together this way, but I am not sure. And then I know you've watched me enough. You've seen me realize that, no, it actually didn't go that way, which is a little odd, but it happens. The other thing I'm going to use today is perennial postage because I want to use the sentiment, you mean the world to me. That's the one we're using right here. Okay, so perennial postage, that one also is in the main annual catalog. If you don't have a catalog, make sure you let me know that you don't have one, you want one, and then I will show you how you can get one. So we're going to just take some white basic cardstock. That white is my base card, and I'm going to cut it in a 4 1/4 by 11 inch configuration. This is the one I'm going to stamp on. So let me grab another sheet of white, and we're going to put that in here. Go 4 1/4 anyway, and then score at 5 1/2. Okay, so that we have 5 1/2. Okay, now, after you've done that, just check to see if you scored it exactly right. If there's a little overhang, snip it off. It doesn't matter at all. And then I'm going to have this card opening like this. So the front of this, I'm going to cut it at a diagonal from this corner to this corner. So just slide this in here, put this corner in the track right here, and this corner in the track also. very simple way to do a fun diagonal fold, you know, diagonal front card. I want it to be right at the score line. And so I'm being pretty careful about where I'm getting it in that track. And right there. Okay, that is good. And then snip, snip, and that one's done. Now I can hang on to this if I want to for a scrap, but I don't know that I need it. We'll see. Now all I need to do is put on my DSP. Isn't that easy? So take your designer series paper. We're going to do the white first. And to get, I want this duck, this one that's standing, I want him to be like right here. So I'm going to just put him on this card where I want it. And I can see, okay, if I want the duck to actually be here, which I do, then I need to cut this cardstock here. It is cardstock. It's very lightweight though. The designer series paper. I need to cut it here and here. So I'm just going to take my pencil and mark it, and then I don't have to really fuss with it at all. We're going to just make a little mark right. I'll just turn it over. How's that? And then I do need to make sure I'm cutting the right side though. This is the side I need here. So I'm going to cut it right here. And I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to cut these sides off right here. Okay. Make sure I cut it in the right direction. And then that's going to put it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut those off. And I marked the side that's down so it won't show. And it should be 4 1/4. I can turn it if I want to, just to make sure I'm getting it at 4 1/4. Because I don't want it to be too big or too small. I definitely don't want it to be too small. All right, so 4 1/4, that should be pretty good. And I'm gonna just look at it and see if I'm correct on that. It's perfect. All right, so now I can do my diagonal cut. Now when I do my diagonal cut though, the cut's gonna come right through this duck's head. So I do not want to cut his head off. You can, and then just glue it on. That's what I did with this one, because I had just cut it off and then realized, I'm going to glue his head back onto this, because that'll be really cute. And I didn't really think about it when I was making this card, but it would have been even easier for me if I just not cut his head off in the first place. It's much easier to just not cut his head off. So I'm going to put this side up here. And then this is going to go down here, and we're going to cut through and on the diagonal, but I am not going to cut the duck's head off this time. So let me show you how easy it is to do that with these slider cuts. And really, his head's actually not going to get cut off anyway. Now that I'm looking, I see maybe my positioning is a little bit better or not, because I kind of wanted his head up onto that. Well, interesting, because he's coming out just a little on the low side. Oh, well, it'll be easier for me. So I'm going to cut here and go on up. And then I'm looking and thinking, I think I can go right over his head, and his head is right there. So I don't even have to worry about it. If the duck's head, though, is sticking up, just don't cut it off and then fussy cut around it. Now, if I want it to be standing up, I could use like maybe one of these other ducks that is a little larger. And if you have the paper, you can see there's several. You could get another one and then just put him right, over here or somewhere. So you've got one kind of up on the little label. And we might do that as we go. I haven't decided yet. I like to see how things are working and then fix it as I go. And if you have the attitude that you're going to just follow things to the, as you're viewing it, follow it to the best that you can. And you can see it's overhanging, so I am going to end up snipping that off. Isn't that interesting? I'm not sure. Oh, it's because of my paper. That's why his head is doing this. Okay, because my 4 1/4 was, of course, much narrower than the 6-inch width. So my angle was quite a lot different, as you can see. You want to make sure that you're going to get this glued on here right. So, because I don't mind if I see some white edge, but I definitely want that to be here, and then that's where my duck's head's going to have trouble if I don't cut him. So we are going to end up cutting him, and that's why that happened. Okay, this is what happens when you just do things on the fly. So I got a brand new glue bottle. I'm so glad, because I was running out of glue. I used so much of it. Seriously. The sun's coming out. That's nice, because we had, like I said, we had rain. It's been cloudy, but that's been really nice. It has not been, really has not been sultry at all, hardly. It's been really nice. If you're a Throw Mama from the Train fan, that old movie, you remember that? You'll know what I'm talking about with sultry. Okay, so we're putting that paper right on that glued spot, and now I can cut that off, but I'm going to take my little scissors first, and I'm going to cut around my duck's head right here so that his head does not get cut off. But don't cut down into here, just cut to that. Oh, I hear Jeff out there doing his lunch. Good for him. He's such a great guy. A long time ago, when I needed to lose a lot of weight, I told him, well, I think God is going to help me do this, but it means that I can never really eat the way I would like to again. It means my whole lifestyle will have to change and be much healthier. But that also means that I can't do that unless you are willing to never have me, except for very rare special occasions, cook a meal for you again, because I cannot cook and clean and not eat. It's not something I can do. I can do it maybe a little bit, but I will not be able to do that for the whole rest of my life. So I thought he was going to say, okay, that's okay. I don't want to do that. That would have been my response. And I had prayed about it, so I was going to let God be the decider on that. But I just thought, it's not fair for him to have to suffer just because my body type doesn't work well. And he said, oh, that's not a big deal. I can do it. I was like, seriously, no. Okay, now save these little ducks because you're going to use them later, maybe. But see how his little head sticks there? Isn't he cute? Okay, now we need the back side. So we're going to just take this, and this is going to go right here. And it doesn't really matter, you know, how it is in the pond. You can kind of look at it, though, and see, do I really want this one? Well, we're going to have a label there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut 4 1/4 again, because we're going to just cover that whole back bit. Oh, no, I didn't do that because there's a reason for that. Oh, I used it on another card. That's why. There was a reason I have a diagonal here and here, because I used it on another card. But I don't need to do that for this one that I'm making. So we're going to go ahead and go 4 1/4. Just a bit shy of it, maybe. Oh, let's look. My duck's head will get cut off if I do that. So instead of that, I'm going to trim just a little bit here. And that way I can get my 4 1/4. Now, when you're doing DSP like I'm doing it, you do waste a little bit in trying to make sure that your images are positioned the way you want. You know, I just wasted a tiny, tiny bit, but I almost always have a bunch of leftover designer series paper anyway. So for me, that's just a win. Okay, so it's fine that way. It's just a little bit in the inside of that 4 1/4. I did that on purpose. I do think I want this outside cut off. Let me see. I'm going to see how this is going to look when the card is closed. Oh, he's so cute. we're going to have our circle label is going to end up covering those guys. And I do want that little baby to be showing there. So I am going to cut this. The little duck who's dipping his head underneath, that one is so cute. So I'm going to go, just to make sure this is going to fit perfectly on here, I'm going to do this. So I actually want it to be just a little bit on the inside of where my card ends, and then I'm just cutting that off, and now we're going to just glue this right here. This is like what I mean by just don't overthink things. Just make it work. Make it fun for you. If you're going always everything with measurements, sometimes card making can be a little frustrating, because those of us who are doing tutorials, there are a few of us who I have never found an error in, ever. But they're pretty far and few between, because those of us who do a lot of tutorials, and I used to, but I'm just not able to do that anymore. But the ones who do a lot of tutorials, it's a lot of work. And the ones who are doing the most of them, they do a lot of them. So they're spending a ton of time doing that. And there's a human error, you know, factor there. So do be patient if it doesn't work. It's not because they were trying to be shoddy. It's because they're, you know, really working hard at it. I am going to trim that little white edge off because it kind of goes right where my point is anyway. So I wasn't going to trim that off, but since my point kind of is right there, I'm going to do it anyhow. All right, now we get to the fun part. This is the fun part. Take the cardstock that you have for, well, actually we're going to use this one, so I better hang on to that one. Take the cardstock that you are going to, oh, we've got this one. No, it's too small, I think. I might be able to use it. Let's see if the die will work on it. If you use your scraps mostly, then you won't have a whole bunch of scraps in your little scrap box. If you can try to get yourself to throw away pieces of cardstock that are about this size, I know it seems wasteful to you, but if you are really seriously into card making, you're gonna just love your space so much better if you're not keeping too much little pieces. Now there's this wonderful little circle, and it's actually designed to be a framed card. I'm just gonna use the lily pads. I won't be using the circle part. So I'm gonna go ahead and position this and see if I can fit it on my scrap. I don't think I can. I'm trying. Oh, yes, I can. Fabulous. So I can use up my little scrap. I love that. All right, we're gonna bring over the die cut machine and embossing machine and line this up right here. I just want all of the little cattails and did you see the lily pads that Jeff took? I'm glad he was looking because I would have missed this. Right by our pharmacy is a little pond that's kind of like just a little pond for runoff water. You know, it's not supposed to be all that cool really, but it is. And it had tons of lily pads growing and blooming in it. I didn't remember that from last summer, but Jeff said, yeah, they were there last summer too. I just had forgotten it. And anyhow, so this is what you get when you do what I just did. It would normally be a circle frame in the card itself, and I might do that at some point. But I really just liked these little lily, the cattails and all that. And I knew by doing it in white, I could color it to match this the way I wanted it. So I'll show you how I did that in just a minute. Let's cut the label out that I'm going to use too. This label is from the Spotlight on Nature dies, and you do want these dies. They're really nice. I've been using them a ton. We're going to use the radiating circle one, the big one. And let's take just a little bit of this cardstock. I only need a little to cut that out. And then I'll stamp on it afterwards. So how is July going for you guys? My friend Michelle had this beautiful sunflower picture on her page, and I thought she planted it. She said, no, I think just a squirrel actually accidentally planted it because it was under the telephone wires where they always sit up there and eat their walnut nuts and whatever else they dragged into the neighborhood. Apparently a sunflower seed too. I bet there's a bunch of them. They're so cute. We love watching the squirrels here. They're so fun. And the birds. And then Jeff, when Jeff fills the bird feeders, he always puts out a whole bunch of seed at the bottom for the squirrels. And I'm just thinking, that's fine, but we better not be starting to get mice here. I'm not so sure that's such a great idea. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this here like this, and then I'm gonna stamp on that. And then I'll show you how I'm gonna cut this so it's like right here. The duck is kind of not in position, but we're gonna make it work. He's kind of out of position a little. I am gonna have to do some surgery here because I do want this duck to be up here. So I should have actually made my card. This duck needed to be higher, and the baby duck's head should have been more like right up here. Oh well, I'm not going to change it now. Instead, I'm gonna just cut out another duck, and we're gonna have a duplicate duck here. I used a different duck's mouth here, and I kind of like that he's talking, so we're gonna find that one, and I will be using him. All right, so this card is actually getting pretty close to being done. I know you're probably shocked by that, but it is. I just need the little pocket is going to be cut out in white. So let me grab this. Pocket Thoughts comes with 3 pocket dies, and we're going to use the medium one. So we're going to take that and go like this, and then I can cut my pocket and have that ready. I really like these little dies. These are nice. I do have a cutting machine, but it's a lot quicker for me to just cut with this machine. So anytime there's a die that's one I'm likely to use a lot, I buy it, even if I don't really need it. This one's so simple. I need to clean my plate. Do you see this little mark? That's just because I've got such a dirty plate right here. If you keep your plates nice and clean, like this one, I see I've got a spot on it. If you keep these clean, they won't mar. I don't usually see color on my colored cardstock, but the white I sometimes accidentally get messed up because I'm not clean enough, apparently. Okay, now the other thing I needed was, what did I decide to do here? I decided I'm not doing this. Maybe I'll do, these are Darling Details and something else. There's little rectangles, but I don't really want a rectangle. What was I planning here? I had a plan. That's too big. Maybe it's a circle. Oh, yeah. I think I decided to do the radiating circle. There might be a radiating one. That will be perfect. You can't have it to be too big or it'll show. That one might work. It's a little on the small side. I think I'm going to wait on this to see how it's all going to go together, and then I'll decide on that one. I need to get my clock working again because I haven't wound it for a while. So I have no idea. What time it is right now. All right, I'm going to put the pocket here. I'm going to put this, I think, on the side. And then I need to finish this card out. And I might just cut those out on the side as I get going. I'm sure you'll forgive me for doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this finished. Let me put this away so I don't lose it. There's nothing worse than having a very important die that's missing. Oh, I did need to cut out some ducks, but that's for the other set anyway. All right. Let's put this here so I can see where it's going. And then I'm going to stamp the You Mean the World to Me. I wanted to, where is that? Is it on, oh, it's on this one. On Perennial Postage. I wanted that to take up most of this space. I do have to kind of stick this on here too to make sure it's not coming down into this. And I'm going to have to find another duck too. So You Mean the World to Me. I'm using Balmy Blue as my background. That's what the color is in this DSP. So we'll just grab that out. And when it's a cling stamp, if you want to be real sure your stamp is stamping nice and straight, sometimes they are harder to position, make sure the words are straight on your grid. And then lay your block nice and straight on your grid too. And then when you, oops, oh, that was foolish. Let me see if my words are matching my actual sticker. They do. When I'm putting my stickers on, I try to make them match the, you know, actual stamp on the other side. Sometimes I get them off a little bit. It's looking a little crooked. It doesn't matter on this circle, but because I can turn the circle. But when you're trying to do it on a rectangle, it does matter. All right, so Balmy Blue. Ooh, that's a juicy pad. I hope that's not too much. We'll see. All right, You Mean the World to Me. We're going right there. Cute. Clean that off. And then I can put that one away. And my block away. And my scissors away. And now let's do a little bit of coloring. I'll put that to the side. I'm going to use the Parakeet Party Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. And I might use some yellow to lighten it up. We'll see as we go. And then I've got all of my oranges here. We've got and a Flirty Flamingo. So a little Flirty Flamingo. I don't know if I'll use it. We'll see. We've got Peach Pie, Pale Papaya, which is retired, I believe, and Pumpkin Pie. So I'm going to go ahead and start first with my cattails. And I want those to be a nice dark color on the bottom. So we'll just do some pumpkin pie right here on the bottom. Not a ton, just a little bit. I forgot, I need something underneath here because I don't want to color my board. So I'm going to put a piece of scrap underneath here so that I can go off of the and not get my board messed up. Okay, so there we go. There's that cattail. And then we're going to go with light pumpkin pie. And I'm going to put, with this light pumpkin pie, I'm going to go ahead and do the little dots. Okay, just so that we have a little bit of shading going on. And then let's put that back together again, because I don't think I'm gonna, let's try light peach pie. It's pretty light. I need something a little lighter for the very tip. That's pretty good. None of these are going to be light enough, I don't think. Let's see if they are. We've got Petal Pink, and I think that one's going to be the lightest. Let me test Pale Papaya. Ooh, that one's really light. I think I put a bunch of alcohol ink in this one because its nib was really ruined. So light Pale Papaya on the nib with one that was probably running out anyway. And then I just pulled the nib out, squirted a little bit of that alcohol blending. It's a special alcohol for these alcohol pens. You can't do it with markers. You'll ruin them, and it actually does ruin the nibs on these too. I didn't know that until I'd done it, and they'd sat, and I'd used them for a while. But if it's an old pen you're going to throw away anyway, it actually works really well instead of the color lifter. I used to just always use the color lifter to get the white ends of areas that I needed to have it look lighter, and now I've learned you can actually just take an old alcohol pen that you're about ready to throw away. Put some alcohol blending solution in there, and then you've got a nice blender and lifter pen that you did not have to spend any money for. Now for the lily pad, I'm going to take my dark Old Olive first, and I'm going to take the little lines here and just put just a little bit of that there. And then I think for my leaf, maybe just a little. The cattail should actually be brown, but I'm going to make it dark olive green to simplify things. So we're going to go ahead and just make that, because it's pretty dark in color, so that's going to look real good. That's where the shadow would be. And then we're going to be cutting out the lily pad, but not here. So I'm going to put my olive right there, and I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to make water go here. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. And then like this, just to kind of show me where my little leaves are that I still need to cut out. Okay, now we can kind of color those. Oops, I missed some of the lines. There we go. One more. All right, that is all I'm using of Old Olive. That one's done, so I'm going to push that to the side. Parakeet Party, you're pretty bright. So I think we're going to start with light Granny Green and hope for the best. Because I'm thinking you might be kind of bright too. No, you're not bad at all. So now I'm going to just color that whole little leaf in. I know it's probably a little hard. Oh, here we go. It'll be easier for you to see it on this side of that. Oops. It does kind of turn up a little bit. Just do your best not to mess it up. This is a pen that's running out too. I keep them a long time because it's nice to have one that's not putting out quite so much ink. Okay, now I don't have to be too careful in the coloring because my pen is going to come in. And my scissors, when I cut this out, it's going to come in and make these nice little leaves. Okay, we've got a little bit of dark grass coming up here. And this is this pad. This is a lily pad that's open. This one's not. This is a filled one. So we're going to just color that in. Again, not taking a lot of time here. This is another reason why I really like this little die. It's you do not have to worry about your blending and getting all the right colors, and there's no fur, you know. This is easy stuff. It's nice. Just a couple of colors. You don't have to have bought a whole bunch of these blending pens because, you know, I have them because I'm doing so many things. But Unless you really want to, you do not have to do that. I am going to go ahead and just color, color, color. And then we're going to put some blue in there for the water. There should be some balmy blue water. Let me find my balmy blue. I'm not seeing it and quick, and I'm still thinking, oh, there's light balmy blue. Let's see if it's light enough. I think that one might be too dark. Let's see. Oh no, it's nice. So we'll do light balmy blue. We just need it to mostly just be here. Ah, see how this one is running out? That is a good thing. That is a good thing, because then I can, if I want to, I can put some alcohol ink in here. I'll pull the nib out. Now see, no, that nib's in pretty good shape. Sometimes, though, they do get messed up. So you want to make sure you have waited until it is definitely a done deal, because you do not want to ruin one of your nice new pens. Okay, take this. The lily pad here is already cut off, but I do want some of the lake. Not all of it, but some of it. So I'm going to cut right to that lily pad. Cut that off. That, and then we're going to kind of go like this. So I don't want this all cut off. I want it to stay on. So we're going to leave some of that water there and then come up like that. And now we're going to shape the leaves. So this is actually my water. If you don't want it to be looking like this, you could take a die and make it a little bit more of a perfect circle. But I don't really care. It's going to be just fine. And I want this off there, and that can go like that. And now I'm just following the turn of the lines. So cutting just about, what, 1/16 of an inch, or maybe even a 32nd of an inch, if that's the right phrase. Just cutting in between there to try to get, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to just do leaves here, but still leave something to work with, so that I don't want to be piecing pieces on, you see. So we're just leaving little bits of leaf and making them nice and pointy and sharp, like little reed leaves would be. Did you ever read the book The Wind in the Willows? That's another book that this little charming duck pond, even though I don't know that there are a lot of ducks in Wind in the Willows, but it's a book a child's book that we loved reading to our kids. It was so fun. Okay, the only thing is you do have to be a little careful when you're doing this to make sure you're getting kind of a sword-like leaf edge, but that you're not making it too hard for yourself, because it can get a little bit tiresome doing this. Okay, almost done. That one's pretty good. Let's get a little off there, and that one off there, and there. All right, perfect. And now I'll take all of those and throw them away. It is beautiful. I love it. Love that. All right, but the problem is this is going to fit here, which is fine, but my little duck, this is got to be glued. Do you see how this is hanging like this? This has got to be glued to the circle. Now I could just move my circle over a bit, do it a little, I could position it just slightly differently than I did on my original card, but I don't want to cover up that duck. So I'm going to have to think about this a bit. But I do think that would work. If I go like this, I can kind of turn it and it can all go like, oh, I don't want to cover up that though. And I do want it on the bottom like this. This is how I want it. So I'm going to take I'm going to put this under this duck's head like this. And then this is how I'll be gluing this on. All right, now once I know all of that, I can figure out exactly how I want this circle in here. I haven't glued it to this card yet because I needed to position this on it and then glue it on, if that makes sense. So let's take the glue. We're gonna glue this on. I'm not gluing this circle yet, but we're gonna glue this to the circle in its position. And I kind of need to make sure it's exactly where I want it. And you're just gonna, you could use tape if you want to. I am gonna use glue. And come on, glue. I wanna make sure that I'm getting just little lines. I don't want it sticking out all over the place. I get way too much glue on stuff sometimes, and then it starts sticking to other things. It's really annoying. I'm gonna have to put the fan on in here. I'm getting a little toasty. Just a little. My roses are blooming out there so beautifully, and I took a chance. Did you know that right at the end of the bare root rose shipping season, you know, it goes through to like May. They have like 50%, 75% off, and I could not resist. I usually resist because unless it's a rose I know, I am not buying new roses because they oftentimes just don't have the scent that they claim they're gonna have. Okay, so this is gonna go under that duck's little head, and we're gonna go right like that. Okay, now I don't want the word me covered, so I'm gonna just move my little reed down a tiny bit. The other stuff can be covered, that's fine. Anything that's kind of sticky and you need to get rid of, you know, I would just not worry about it too much. It's only sticky because I had to move my little cat tail around. Normally it would have been just fine. Now this is stuck right where I want it, so I'm going to turn it over. Use the glue to glue my circle right in place, right where it is. I don't want it moving around. So I put a pretty good amount of glue there. And I'm going to put a little bit right here. There we go. It's got a little out, but not much. There. Now push that down so it's nice and stuck. And there's your circle. Isn't it pretty? Doesn't that look cute? And it's so easy, so fun. It just needs the little butterflies. Where are you? I should have gotten you out already. Uh-oh. Why didn't I? I don't know. I have no idea why I don't know, because I thought I had everything out, but I cannot for the life of me see the butterflies in here. Oh boy. I know I have a whole sheet of them someplace. I have not used them up. Where are you, little butterflies? I've got stars. I've got raindrops. I've got flat. Oh, there you are. Well, there's dragonflies. Those will work. Oh, there's the butterflies. So cute. So cute. All right, take your spatula. Do I have my spatula on the pin? I bet you I do. Let's see if I do. Yes, I do. All right, so you can use your butterflies, or you can use, I used the butterflies. I'd rather have butterflies to talk to my brain about how they're playing with the butterflies. I'd rather use the butterflies than the dragonflies, because I like the way butterflies act better than dragonflies. They just like zoom right by your head, and yeah, I never know if they're gonna hit me in the head. It's kind of, I don't like them as well as butterflies. I'm gonna use the little butterflies. I could put a dragonfly there, but I didn't. Okay, so there we go. There's our little dragonflies. Now you've got your little pocket. Now, this actually, you want to, if you were going to put a pocket on and you wanted to, you know, have it slide neatly and not interfere here, because it might, you would want to do 2 pockets and put them together, and then you're good. Or you could even just cut out this part and glue it to these backings. But I am not going to worry about that. It's going to be just fine. I don't need to do that. I'm going to put my little pocket right here. And then I'm making sure that whatever I cut out to go onto the pocket is going to be covered up. Okay, so there's my little pocket. And so I'm going to take the glue and I'm just going to glue it right to that. Because I'm not going to stamp on this. If I was, oops, I got glue there, rats. If I was going to stamp on the pocket, I would do it before I did this gluing, but that's okay. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to just put you right there. On the inside, hold that down so it can stay. And now you have more room to write. Otherwise, you know, you just don't have quite enough room. I think I'm going to take this die. That is the Darling Details. It'll fit right in there. I'm going to cut that. A piece of that, a scrap of white. On the side over here, I don't really want to move everything out of the way, but once I do that, I need this to be able to get all of the little pieces out of that. That is kind of messy. And I could use Balmy Blue, but we're going to use white. If you stamp on it first, if you want to just put your sentiment on the inside, make sure you've stamped on it first. Okay, all of these little dots. All right in there. There's always a bunch. This is what makes such a huge mess in my room, are all these little dots. And they get all over the place, and I do get tired of finding little teeny tiny dots all over the house. I'm trying to keep everything neat in here, trying to do better. Okay, that we'll throw away. And now this can just slide in here. It should fit. If it doesn't, I'll just trim it, but it looks like it's fitting just fine. And then I can write on that. And then let's take a piece of my Balmy Blue. I bet I've got a scrap. Let me see if I have a little scrap of Balmy Blue. I'm sure I do. Yes, I do. So take your scrap of Balmy Blue, and then we're going to do one of these circles. Oh, I'm going to do this circle. This would be perfect. So I'm going to do a scrap of Balmy Blue. Let me make sure this is going to not show. Good, it doesn't. I'm going to do a scrap of Balmy Blue first over here on the side. And then I'm going to do a white one so that I can have my sentiment framed with the Balmy Blue. Let me grab this. Slide you in there. Okay. Now, do you see how you make this nice frame? I could use that if I wanted to and just make a little square out of it and save this and put my white in there, or just use the pocket white. That would be very easy to do too. Let's see how that would look if I did that. If I take this and put it like this, it almost works, but it's not quite. It's a little too big. My pocket's just slightly undersized for that. The next size up would work, but instead I'm going to just do this, and then we'll use this one to do white, and then I can stamp on it. Oh man, I'm getting lots of little dots all over the place. I guess I wasn't thinking about that very carefully when I thought of using these dies. I maybe would have gone with the radiated stitching one if I had thought more closely about it. This one's got a lot of balmy blue shoved in it. I can see that. Let's take a moment here just to fix that. If you keep going without cleaning these, it stops cutting as well, and gets really hard to get them out too. You don't want to go too terribly long without really getting in there and cleaning out all of the little dots. If you haven't waited like I just did, obviously, through at least 2 cards, it's the roller works. It's just that I hadn't cleaned it. One more. Okay, so those are everyday details or darling details. I've got both of those sets in there, so I'm not exactly sure which one it is. All right, so this one I want to do lots of love. So that one, I could do have a lovely day. That would be fine too. Let's see what the top says. You mean the world to me? Have a lovely day is great. We're going to do have a lovely day just because then I don't have to get out the other stamp set. That's actually on the pocket one. Have a lovely day. It'll work. In balmy blue. A little Bible verse on this would be nice. A Bible verse on that would be really good as well. I'm big into, I am very big into the Bible verse thing. And it's been so nice that we've had a few more Bible verses. I think I'm frozen. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It looks frozen to me. I'm not sure what's going on there. I see that it's fine here. It's just not fine on my video. Oh well, I guess I'm good. I'll figure it out later. All right, have a lovely day. And we'll glue this on here. And we'll glue that on there. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a little ribbon on it. That would be cute. But maybe like this. It's so weird. I don't know why that my computer's totally frozen me out. All right, there, it is done. Isn't that so cute? I love that. I didn't really even need to do anything else with the duck. You could put another duck on there, but I didn't need to. So we're not going to because I want to do this other card. This one's really easy too. Super easy. This is the little gate fold. So you're going to take your 4 1/4 that we've already cut the other side out by 11. 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay. And we're actually doing 2 interiors. So we're going to do another one. This one I'm going to cut like this. There's an extra 1/2 inch fold. So we're going to take this scrap that we have here and we're going to cut We need it to be 5.5, which I believe this is. Oh, actually, it's a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and trim it to 5.5 this side. And now this side, we want it to be, oops, I did it wrong because I needed it to be 6 inches actually. So let's grab another piece of white because I don't think, oh good, it is 6 inches, perfect. So we're going to trim this side 6 inches. And then we're going to trim this side, is going to be 4 and just a little under the quarter, 4 just a shade under the 4.25. And then I need a 1/2 inch here to score it, a little more than 1/2 inch. This is going to be the little fold inside. And then we're going to also score it here, I believe at 2.5. Let me just look at my measurement real quick. 2.5, perfect. All right, so we're going to take the measuring from this side to 2.5 and score. And now you've got your little easel fold. Okay, and we're going to glue this right here. Oh, I need to keep this out because we're just going to be gluing our DSP to that. Now you do want to make sure you have enough glue, but it doesn't have to be, again, so much glue that you're having problems. Why, computer, come on, stop what you're doing. It's really annoying to me. I'm having to come back into my thing here. Okay, so make sure that this is shutting properly. Okay. Good, looks good. And now we can cut our DSP. We're going to do the front first. Obviously, I have a piece of Balmy Blue here. So let's just cut out. I'll take these 2 cards like this. Put them up here. And we're going to cut 4.25 by 5.5. And then we're going to glue that right here on this cover. Super fast card. And a nice little fun fold for you. This is a really good one that you could do with your grandkids if you wanted to have a little project to keep them happy with while you're, you know, trying to watch them and keep them focused on something if you're at your house so they're not tearing it apart. That never happens, I'm sure, to you at all. It doesn't happen to us. I'm not kidding, it doesn't. For one thing, they're just pretty well behaved. They're also not here all that often, and we do a lot. While they're here, we go do a lot. All right. Now, this white piece that I already have, I've already cut it. I'm going to just use it here, even though it's going to leave me a lot of space. That's okay. I can do it. And you see I did another one of those little cattails there. You could do even more of it if you want. Now, when I originally did this, I just wanted more of the ducks on there. So let's have a little look here. I do like these. These are cute too. I like this one and the babies. So I might actually use this one today. We're going to cut this off. So let's take this and we're going to cut this at 4 1/8, a little bit more than 4, not quite 4 1/8, but almost. Now save that, and I'm going to save that. Those go into my little scrap. Save it for a while anyway. This is going to be 5.5. Let's see how much I need to cut off. Way too much. We're going to trim his head off just a little. And 5.5. It's going to lose his feet, but we're going to have to Too cute. And then I want a diagonal. We're gonna take, I'm gonna save this or get it off of one of my other ones. Let's see what we've got here. Because I was going to stamp or just cut it with the die and color it again, but I'm thinking, why do that when I can just use the ones that are in the cardstock already? I think I can do that. Like this one. Am I going to use this piece again? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to sacrifice it, and I'm going to do this. Now, does my die cut this out? I don't know. I haven't actually tried this yet. It cuts this one out. Let's have a look. This is the die I used on my card, but I'm not seeing this one. It's really not, it's close, but not close enough. I didn't think so. So this one I'm gonna fussy cut out. That little duckling is awfully cute. I could do him too, but we probably won't. Although this would be a really nice baby card. Really nice baby card. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off the angle on the bottom right here. So you just figure out how much of it you want off. I just don't really want to cut all of the baby's legs off, but I'm gonna have to. That's just the way it goes. And then this is gonna go right here. And I do want a rounded corner here. So I hope you have a rounder. There's, we used to have this one. I don't think we have this one anymore, but there's almost always a corner rounder around somewhere that you can find. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna have to do it a couple of times to get this rounded the way I really want it. There we go, that's better. Now this gets glued on the front. Let's clean up my mess a bit. I don't think I need, and I'm gonna stamp that frog. I could probably cut him out. I'm sure he's in here somewhere in the paper, but we're gonna go ahead and just cut him out. I am almost done. Fun, fun, fun cards. We've got new neighbors across the street, and I wonder, I bet you I could put a baby card in their little card pack. When we have new neighbors, and we've been getting them pretty frequently since we've been here. I don't know if it's us or what. I like to put little cards in there, and then sometimes I advertise myself, sometimes I don't. This time I'm not going to. They're older. I don't know if they're interested. They might be, but I try to be a little bit tacky. Not tacky, I mean. A little bit not tacky. I do advertise them if they look like they might be interested, but I don't know that they would be. I had a little bit too much white showing there, so I'm just getting rid of it on both the top and the bottom of the back too. And I could just take my blade on my trimmer and probably do a better job, but this works too. All right, and now we need another one of these labels. Oh my goodness, I think I don't want to do the dots this time. Let's do one of the radiating ones instead. See if it's big enough. Yes, it's a little too big. I don't want it that big. Let's do this smaller one. I don't really want to cover up the baby, but we can cover up that guy's legs. Will it fit? Not quite. Let me grab another piece of scrap white. I'm sure I have some laying around here somewhere. I thought I did. Maybe I don't. I have a lot of vanilla. Ah, there's some white. All right, so this one, we want our hello friend, although I'm thinking of doing a baby one on this one. Hello Friend just happens to be the perfect size. Babies. Babies. What have we got? We've got so many babies. Let's see here. Hello, baby. That would work. Oh, welcome, little one. You're so cute. Bundle of joy. You know what? I think it's too hard to decide. We're gonna do Hello, little one. Let's see how that fits. We do have a new onesie, but I like this one, so I do not buy the new onesie. Hello, little one. Little hands, little feet, big love. That won't work so much with that. Okay, hello, little one. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is 2 stamp method here to do that. And we want, again, our Bonnie Blue. I don't really need to position this because it's a clear stamp. Those are so much easier to stamp where you want it. Okay, so we want to do hello first with the little comma showing. Okay, so we've got that. We'll do that right at the top. Clean it off. Make sure it's nice and dry. Okay, and then we do little one. Like there. Make sure it looks good. Oh, so cute. And then we can just do our little duckling on there. I have a frog on the one that we've got there, but I'm thinking we're going to go with a little duck. I think he'll be cute. Let's hang on to that for a minute. We can do these guys right there. Aren't they cute? Hello, little one. When we went to the wedding, it was really nice to be able to hold our little granddaughter as much as I wanted to. That was so nice. Actually, I would have probably done it more, but I didn't want to hog her the whole time. It was really hard not to, though. Really hard. Okay, there you go. We'll stick you here. Okay, so this one, we want to glue this on here. I did have that on there, and I do really like that, but I don't know if it's going to really work with this particular card. Go like this. Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Let's put a dimensional on that one. All right. Now, you know, do I have, oh, I do. Here we go. I've got our dimensionals. Good. I wasn't sure if I had it out. There's that one and that one. We'll put a little tiny bit of one on her head. There we go. And there you are, floating in the little pond. So cute. And then we want this little bit of cattails. Okay, cattails and blades of grass. Can't get too skinny with it or I'll have trouble getting it on. This one I'm going to glue on because otherwise it'll just be too hard for me. Oh, I snipped it accidentally. I didn't mean to. Rats. That one's about ready to get snipped too. This is what's happening when you're in a rush. I actually like to take time with my cards. Normally, I'm not trying to rush so much. Okay, there we go. Like that. And like that. There we go. And we're going to have to do some surgery on it anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. So we're going to take, where's the design that's best? We're going to go to that one right there. And glue that on. Okay, just a little glue here. Just a little there, little there. Come on, glue. I don't know why you're not. This is a brand new bottle. Usually it really comes out nice and smooth for me. For some reason, maybe my fingers are weak today. It's possible. It's not that. It's just not, it's not cooperating. I don't know why. All right, there we go. Now we get this on. Kind of, sort of. Pull you down and over. That's going to have to go over like that. That's going to go over like that. There we go. Whew. Let's take one, the one that I kind of messed up on. We're going to fill that in over there with this one. Perfect. Okay, so there's our cover. Let's get rid of the straps. I'm going to keep that. That's one whole duck. I'm going to keep that one. You never know when one whole duck is going to be useful. They're pretty cute. Once you get working on these, you know, the nursery rhymes and things just start going through my head anyway. I like nursery rhymes. They're pretty fun. Okay, so we know that we have 2.5 here. The DSP I want to use is this cute little pond one. So let's find the pond. Is it this one? Nope. It's not this one. I want the one with the hills. Is it this one? Might be. No, I don't think it is. I think it's... Is it this one? No, although that one is a good one to do because then I don't have to do these. Although that actually is really super cute. If you want to just make it easy on yourself, you could just use those. But I'm going to go ahead and use the one that I wanted. It has like some hills or something on it. Let's get the whole pack out here so I can find it. Is that it? Yes, it's this one. Right there. Now this one I'm using the very middle of it. So again, you just kind of have to figure out where you are wanting to position your 4 inches. And I want it here and this far edge, so that makes it easy. So we're going to go ahead and just cut, turn it upside down because I want this side all the way to the edge. We're going to go 4, a little bit short of 4 1/4 just to make sure it's got plenty of room. And then I want the sky mostly to be cut off, so we'll go a little short of 5 1/2. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment right here. First of all, so I wanted to make me happy. But instead of that, we're going to do the You Are Loved Beyond Measure because I'm doing the Hello Little One. So let's do that. You are loved beyond measure. Oh, good. It will fit. It's a nice stamp. I like this one. I like this one a lot. So again, this one's a photo cling. I can't really see. So I'm going to put this right here so I know my words.
yeah, are fitting right in between that block. It's actually, I cut it because it was making a mess on my cards. So it should be pretty squared up. And then you want something dark. I'm going to use Old Olive, but Old Mossy Meadow would work too. Granny Apple Green actually would work, maybe even better. Let's do Granny Apple Green. Because the blue's going to be kind of bluey anyway. So let's do Granny Apple Green. That's pretty messy. And I can see right now I've still got, even though I trimmed it, there's a little bit of ink on the edges here. That is a major problem when you go to stamp some of these stamps. With these little fonts, it's worse with the little fonts. Okay, I'm going to go real light. My pad must be super juicy. Okay, now we'll go again here. You are loved beyond measure. Light pressure. Perfect. I really like this perennial postage. The sentiments have 2 fonts, and I really like them. I don't always have that in a set. Okay, so on the bottom, we want that to be, it's 2.5 is what my score line was. So we're not going to go 2.5, obviously. We'll want to do a little less than that. I'm going to start it at 2.5 and then trim a bit off. So I'm starting it at 2.5 and cutting it and seeing how that's going to look on here. Obviously it's a little long. I want this to match this, so I'm going to trim the bottom off just a bit. So I'm going to trim that bottom about, not a little more than 1/8. Not a lot, but a little more than 1/8. That's perfect. And then it looks like I could trim the sides a bit. It's really almost a perfect fit. So I think we're going to just leave it at that. And then I'm going to glue that on. Once we get that glued on, then I'm going to have to measure that top part. Because what would it be? It would be, if it was 5.5, and I just took off 2.5 inches, then it should be 3 inches, right? Yes, that is correct. But my measurements, when I just do them in my head like that, I don't know, it never comes out right. It's like, I don't trust myself. So I'm going to put that right up pretty close to that score line. There needs to be a little bit of white showing, not a lot, just a little. All right, so this is going to fit here, and it actually is fitting pretty good. I don't think I have to score it at all or cut it at all. That's perfect. So I'm not sure how I lucked out on that, but that worked out really, really nicely. We'll put that on there. Just a second. All right. Oh, you're so cute. So cute. There. You want to make sure your score line is nice and showing, you know, because you want this to stay down nice and flat when you fold it. And then all you need is the little ducks. I'll do that. And then the labels on the bottom. That needs to be something that it can prop up against. So I've actually got, using my Balmy Blue, we have got 2 labels going there. Let's see what we've got. I've got a stitched rectangle. I actually wanted a stitched one, but this one will probably work. It does. So we can do that one, and then we can do this one with whites that I have room to write on. So let me do my Balmy Blue one first. I'm having a little trouble back here. I just don't have room to bring my cutting board over. I'm getting too many items. If I do more than one card in a video, I just cannot. I just cannot. It's too much stuff. I really don't need this anymore, I don't think. Let's get that out of here. That will help quite a bit, actually. And we are almost done. What time is it? I don't have my clock working right now. So, oh good. We're doing pretty good for time, actually. Fabulous. Oh man, those dots just fell right out of there. I don't think I put it... I don't think I put oh, I did the wrong one. That's the white one, you ding dong. This is the one that has all the spots on it. I thought maybe I'd done a dryer sheet in it. If you run a dryer sheet through it, they do fall out really good for a few runs. I just always forget. It's a lot of forgetting going on here. And it also is just a little extra step that it's like, I'll just use my little pick tool and do this. It's relaxing to me. Okay, there we go. We've got the blue, and then we want the white. One, but I need the plate. Oh man, it's not quite fitting on that scrap. Do I have a big, oh I do, I've got a bigger scrap. Fabulous. All right. And this one goes on here. And then that one I'm saving for writing space, so I don't need to stamp it. If you wanted to stamp it though, that would be your chance. There we go. Get it on there straight-ish. And your dimensionals. I've actually we've got foam adhesive sheets. I measured this to see what it would be. It's 2.83 square yards, and I don't remember how much it cost, but it's pretty reasonable. I can't believe how much this stuff costs when you just are buying it anymore. You know, like poster tape and stuff. And this stuff is going to stick really good. So, just buy it. You'll be glad you did. All right, there's this. And that goes at the bottom here. Just make sure this is positioned where you want it. When you want it here, then we're going to go ahead and put this label all the way up here to write on, and now it'll hold it quite nicely. And then it's flat enough that it stays down too. So with the little ducks, we've got our little duck pond ducks. All right, we've got this little duck and this little baby duck. Oh, right here, a couple of them. They've got little wings. I didn't do that one though. Oh, I just did the one. I think I just did the one. And this one with her wing. Does this have a wing? This one does have a wing, but that's not the wing I used, I don't think. It is the wing I used. Okay. All right, so we've got the wings. This is your cattails. And then you've got your lily pads and your lily pad flowers and lily pad flower buds. Okay, so there's lots of pieces here. It's very, very easy to do. We're gonna go ahead and just do it really quick so you can see. This does not take a lot of time. And there was even some stuff there I didn't use. Okay, so so let me bring the machine over so you can see how easy it is. We'll just cut this out. Let me clean up my dot mess. All right, and we're gonna put this here in the bottom, and my little scrap of white. And there's a duck. And there's a lily pad. And if you don't want to take the time to be coloring, then you can just cut it out of the cardstock color you want. And that works too. Another scrap. A little flower. I think I can get it all in here. There's the little duck. There's a wing. Put a wing there, and there's a bud. There we go. Got it all in there. That. This is my method when I don't want to get out the picker. Just knock it out of it. It'll eventually fall out, and then I don't have to fuss with it so much. Okay, there we go. There's still a lily pad in there. There we go. All right, so those are all of our little pieces. Get my little color background here. See how it cut that out quite nicely? And the duck. And that one's got its little wing. We're gonna keep that little wing. Little flower. That's just a scrap. Flower. Flower, lily pad flower, lily pad, and duck. There we go. This is a very fun set. I love it. I didn't really think I would like it so much for a baby card, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's going to be cute for that. All right, we'll get our colors up here again. So we've got, we're not going whole hog time-wise here. We're going to go Granny Apple Green, and we're just going for it because I don't want to take a long time here. Okay, this is what you do when you're just not, you're done. It's like, I'm done. I want to be done. I'm tired. And it's pretty good. In fact, it's real good. So we're going to just call it good. There's that. We're going to do the pads super quick. You can do what I did on the front and do all the little, you know, fancy coloring, but you don't have to. As you can see, you just don't even have to. It's pretty cute if you just leave it. Just color it. You can see I need to do my nails. Man, they did take quite a hit. How did they? I don't know. Oh, they just were breaking. I don't know why. They just were. Okay, I'm going to put some, oops, what in the world? Oh, my roller. That's what that is. Let's get that in there. All right, so Flirty Flamingo. Oh, I used the oranges, but I do want some Flirty Flamingo in here. We're going to go Flirty Flamingo right here and here, just to get a little bit in here on these flowers because they're cute. Just one bud. I only need one. Just do one. Okay, Flirty Flamingo, and oh no, what did I do with my pens? Did they fall on the floor? No, here they are. Not Pale Papaya. It was that Peach Pie. I really like this Peach Pie. Here, let's do the dark one. Peach Pie, you are nice. Isn't that pretty? And I do really like it with the Flirty Flamingo. It's really quite nice. That one. That one. This set is a scene builder, even though it's, you know, more of a caricature kind of one. It's still, I consider it a scene builder. I guess I'm going to go ahead and do these, even though I'm not using this one. Or didn't think I was anyway. I'll get the light peach pie out, do the top. It's, these things that I'm doing right now, that's what makes it a scene builder, because you're going to be able to use those on other cards as well. Let's do our light crumb cake. Get a slightly different brown on our, ooh, light, you're way too loud. Let's go with dark crumb cake. That's too dark, so we're going to just do some work here on your duck head here. He's not a mallard. Okay, I don't have time to do a mallard. I see I lost the beak on that duck. Let's do this duck. This one. We could put this one like right on top of this one, and that would work, but we're going to just not use that duck and not worry about it. Okay, we're going to put a little dark eye here for him. And brown anywhere else? Oh, the wing. The wing, the wing, the wing. I don't have time for a fancy duck, so we're going with light crumb cake on the top, dark crumb cake on the bottom. I'll leave the beak uncolored for now, and then we'll use our peach pie on that. And we will attach these all with our dimensionals. I see I'm going to need to bring in another pen. This one's just not quite doing the mixing, and I think it's because this light one, it's probably running out because it's not smearing it in quite good enough. But I do have another pen over here. Sometimes if I want other ones, I use my W0 or my W1. This is a warm one, and it's going to give me just a little bit more gray in my duck. A little bit. So he's not quite so brown. He could have been brown, though. He was pretty nice that way. It's going to mix my crumb cake in there a little bit better. Let's take the peach pie, dark, or his little beak. Perfect. And that's it. I didn't even need the yellow. I'm not sure why I thought I needed yellow, but I had it out. Now, we did that one already. This one's my guide. Now, this one is going right here. We've got You Are Loved Beyond Measure. We've got our little duckling. We can put his eyeball up into the bank, and then the dark bank will kind of give it some dimension like that. So I'm going to put the thing on the bottom that's going to be the farthest away. This is the farthest away, plus I also want it to be glued, not to here, but to here. And then it'll stand up nicely also when they move it, you know, to make the easel. So we're just going to glue this part of it right here. Pretty funny. I just need to be careful to only glue the bottom part, not quite all that. But it has, because of all these little pieces, you definitely want to put some glue on that stem right there. Okay, right there. And then making sure it's staying, yeah, where there's no glue, where you don't want it. The rest of it is all with dimensionals. Makes it very simple. Dimensionals are so easy to make a fancy card with. So easy. Oh, I forgot. I do want to glue one flower on. My phone, you got bumped up somehow. Let's just move you up. I think I bumped it, didn't I, earlier? So we'll put a flower on here with glue. The rest of it can all go with dimensionals. All right, so this one's gonna go like right here. I didn't use that one. There's extra ones, obviously. This is gonna go like here. Boy, the sun is out bright and nice now. Ooh, so nice. But Jeff and I are gonna have a good time sitting out on the back porch today. Once I'm done here, I'm gonna kind of go like this. I'm up a little higher on this, but that's okay. I kind of wanted this duck to be kind of like there. All right, so I already told you that there is free shipping tomorrow. Don't forget that. Free shipping does not come along often. You definitely want to take advantage of it. And especially because right now, you also are getting your, where's his wing? There it is. You also are getting, for every $50 you spend, and believe me, if you buy this bundle, you've already spent your $50. So you will get a $5 coupon in your email that's associated with your account that you ordered with. And then in August, why is his eyeball not showing? We need a, I'll just use my, oh, I have to use a marker for this. He's just way too not looking where he's going without an eyeball. In August, you'll be able to buy something and get a $5 off all on your own there. Pretty sweet deal. Oh, that's too big. We'll use a mini dimensional on him. Right about, we'll put you a little bit behind Mama. Great. Well, no, I actually think we'll do you like right here. And then we want this to be here. So we're going to put a regular, oh, no, too big. Got to do a mini dimensional. And because of the way it's sticking, I'm going to go ahead and stick it right under here. And then we're going to pop that right on the top right there. Okay, we still got one little lily pad to go here. And another, the bud. The little bud with a little mini dimensional on it. I think it'll actually fit barely. But that little mini dimensional does fit. It just almost does show, almost. Not quite. I think we're going to stick you like right here this time. And that's it. I don't see any more flowers. I do have this, but you know, I don't even think, I'm not even going to use it. But that would be cute there. You could put it there, whatever. So that is our cute little easel card. Isn't it sweet? I love that. Hello, little one. I really like that. Oh, you are too cute. I do really like the You Make Me Happy as well. So we did these two cards. Aren't they fun? And yes, it did take a little while, but they are fun folds. So you could use this as a gift card holder, of course.
if you wanted to, for a baby card. That would be really awesome. The parents would love it, I know. So there you go. You have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. And that is it for today. You have a very special end of the month of August. It's coming up. The next week will be the very, I guess not the last day, but almost. Bye-bye.